When thinking about rice, people might think of sushi in Japan, but in Vietnam, rice is the soul of every meal. Vietnam is one of the top 3 rice exporting countries in the world, with over 6 million tons annually, enough to provide every American with a bowl of rice every day for an entire year. Rice farming in Vietnam is not just an agricultural job, it's an art that blends tradition with science. The rice growing process requires farmers to have a deep understanding of the land, weather, and farming techniques to produce high-quality rice for both domestic consumption and export. Rice cultivation is a long and labor-intensive process that requires diligence, experience, and a deep love for the land from the farmer. First, the best plump rice grains are carefully selected. Then, the seeds are thoroughly washed to remove any empty husks and dirt. Once washed, the seeds are drained and kept in a warm, moist environment, usually wrapped in a damp cloth or placed in a covered container, for another 2 to 3 days to allow germination to begin. Healthy, evenly germinated seeds lay the foundation for a successful rice crop, improving both yield and quality. When the sprouts have grown long enough, the germinated rice seeds are sown onto a seed bed, a designated area where the young rice plants, called May, grow for a few weeks before being transplanted to the main field. Once the rice seedlings are about 20 to 25 days old and have reached a height of 10 to 15 centimeters, they are carefully uprooted in small bundles. This process is usually done by hand to avoid damaging the young roots. After being collected, the seedlings are transported to the main rice fields, which have already been meticulously prepared, plowed, leveled, and flooded to create the ideal environment for transplanting. Transplanting can be done manually, where farmers bend over in rows, placing each seedling into the soft, muddy soil by hand, or mechanically using rice transplanting machines that increase efficiency on larger fields. Over time, with regular care, fertilizing, and water management, the fields gradually become covered in a lush green as the rice plants grow taller each day. During this stage, farmers closely monitor for pests and diseases and ensure proper irrigation to support healthy plant development. When the rice plants begin to flower and ripen, the entire field turns a brilliant golden yellow, a clear sign that the harvest is near. This is the busiest, yet also the most joyful time of the farming season. In many rural areas of Vietnam, especially where mechanization is still limited, farmers often use handheld grass-cutting machines to harvest rice. After the rice is cut, it is gathered into small piles. Farmers then use a rice threshing machine, a simple yet effective tool to separate the grains from the stalks. However, in recent years, with the advancement of modern agriculture, many regions in Vietnam have begun adopting combine harvesters. These machines can simultaneously cut, thresh, and collect the rice grains right in the field, significantly reducing both the time and steps needed for harvesting. They collect the rice directly into sacks, while discharging straw and chaff behind, streamlining the entire harvesting process. After being separated from the rice stalks, the grains are transported home and sun-dried until they are completely dry. If you happen to visit Vietnam around July or August, especially in the northern Delta provinces or the central region, you will easily come across these golden scenes of rice drying under the sun.